everybody. This is going to be my labor and delivery story, not the footage. The footage is already up. If you want, I'll post a link below in the description box. So this is going to be about my experience with my labor, delivery, and all that. My hospital, my nurses, all the aftercare, all that good stuff. So, excuse baby, he is taking one of them knocked out naps that he barely takes during the day. He's milk drunk, so he's out. He might wake up. If he do, I apologize. Okay, so of course, you know I got my list right here. Things I gotta talk about. So if I keep glancing, you know what I'm doing. Okay, so first and foremost, when 37 pregnant weeks came, I was fed up with being pregnant. Like, not fed up. I was just excited about my baby being about to come. Like, I was just anticipating him for so long, and the countdown was almost over. So I was super excited, and I was doing every remedy to try to make myself go into labor. So I did everything. Nothing worked. My doctors was right. He will come when he's ready to come. If he's not ready to come, he will not come. So everything that I did, nothing worked. I was just having contractions, all this pain, and was not progressing. Okay, so what I did was I walked and I walked and I walked. Mind you, it's August. It was hot when I was walking. I was burning up. I was sweating. I was 9 months pregnant. I was big. I had on a whole lot of clothes. Like, it was crazy. I was walking, a whole lot of walking. I danced my butt off with my mama and my little brother downstairs in the basement. We turned that music on and we got to dancing. I was belly dancing. I was I can't get my words out. I was dancing with my belly, and it was just going up and down and up and down. The way I see a lot of videos on YouTube, with pregnant women dancing, that's what I was doing in my basement. I did not record it because I'm not making a fool of myself. But next time I will. I mean, hey, I'm there now. I just don't care. So I also ate a lot of pineapple, fresh pineapple, not canned pineapple, because they say the fresh pineapple was better. I cut pineapple and did all the pineapple for the first time in order to get him out. Didn't work, but it was good though. It was good to eat because I love pineapple. I did the ball roll, where you sit and you roll on the ball and try to get your uterus to move down and do all of that. Did that. Excuse me. Also did the bumpy ride in the car. Get in the car, take a ride, bumpy ride, bump, 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 bump. Did that too. Nothing. I even tried castor oil a few times. Nothing. Didn't work. And it didn't even give me the runs. Like, no. One time it did. But I think I tried it 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Bad idea. But didn't work. Nothing worked. So then I was just like, okay, screw it. The baby will come when he want to come. Then 30.5 weeks hit. And I was having hella contractions. Like, they would not go away. Like, you would think it was like a Braxton Hicks type of thing. No, it was to the next level. Because they was hard. Like, hard. Like, when I went to the emergency room, I went to the emergency room several times. They told me, they didn't say nothing about Braxton Hicks. They said it's false labor. False labor. Like, I was legit contracting, but I wasn't. And my contractions were consistent. They were consistent back to back to back to back to back. Like, you know, I had a little break in between them. But my cervix wasn't dilating. So they basically couldn't do anything for me until I was 39 weeks. So when I went in for my last checkup, which was the day before I turned 39 weeks, my blood pressure was high, and they was concerned and everything. So they said that they was going to induce me the next day. And I was like, what? The next day? Got super excited. So I was just, you know, hoping everything was okay. My blood pressure being high and all that. Ooh, hairs in his face. With my blood pressure being high and everything. So we went in the next morning. I got induced. Me and my boyfriend, my mom. Which of course, you'll see the trend. They're always with me. Them was my to-go people. But once I got there, got checked in. You all will see that in the video, in the footage, because I try to record. I'll tell y'all about that later. Because nobody else wanted to record. Like, nobody would record for me. They didn't understand the process of, I want to embrace everything and catch it all on footage. But some people did, some people didn't. My mom did one video, but that was the only video that was done that I didn't record. Other than my aunt Joanne, she recorded a few too. Okay, so high blood pressure, I talked about that. Inducing, talked about that. I saw a lot of bad videos about being induced on YouTube, but I didn't have a bad experience with that. They gave me Pitocin and my IV, of course. It kicked in maybe an hour after I got it. I don't know if it, because they only give you so much of a dosage. But since I was already contracting and I was already dilated right before I went in, it really didn't faze me much. Like, I didn't really see a difference. I was just contracting like I had been doing for, 5 days. So, we got that to going. Nurses, doctors, checked my cervix, did all that good stuff. 3 o'clock is when the real show happened, because my water ruptured. It didn't break, it ruptured, meaning it was like a leak. It was leaking. Like, I felt it. Like, when I was sitting there, I was like, I felt the pop, which I had felt before. I felt the pop before when I was 38 weeks and thought my water broke. Went into the doctor. Of course, my water didn't break. But I felt another pop at the hospital after they had induced me, and I was like, did my water just break? And they was like, you'll know if your water breaks, you'll feel a lot of fluid. Well, no, I didn't feel a lot of fluid, but I felt some drainage. And I was like, yeah, my water broke. I was like, I feel a lot of fluid coming out of me. It wasn't a big gush, and I found that out once she did break my water completely. But when it leaked, it was leaking something terrible. But they had me on the little pads and stuff, so of course I felt it, and it was soaking it up. But the nurse came in, and my water had ruptured, and she called the doctor and everything. So, because after that, it was showtime. The contractions started to get a whole lot worse. Lot worse. So, right before my water broke, I can't remember how much I was dilated. Maybe 3 centimeters, I believe, right before my water broke. After my water had ruptured, I was 5. And then I kept progressing like every 30 to 40 minutes. Like, it was on from there. It was on. It was time to get them out. So once it had ruptured, I felt a lot of pain. Like, at first I was like, I'm gonna go natural. I'm not gonna get no epidural, but keep it just in case I'm gonna need it. Yeah, I called out for the epidural. It was real deal. I couldn't do it. Well, I don't want to say I couldn't do it, because I could if I wanted to. But my mind wasn't there. Like, you got to prepare yourself for something like that. And that pain was, I wasn't ready. Pretty much. I wasn't ready. So, we got that epidural cracking. It wasn't a bad experience to get my epidural. He warned me. My anesthesiologist was a great anesthesiologist, and I'd met with him while I was pregnant. So, I kind of was prepared for everything, and he had talked to me, sat me down, and told me all the steps and what'll happen and all the risk factors and all that good stuff. So, of course, I was nervous about getting my epidural, and with all the risks being, I did my research. I've had plenty of family members that also got epidural and turned out fine. So it was always a concern because I had back surgery. So he didn't know whether or not my epidural would work or not once he gave it to me. Well, he wouldn't know until he gave it to me. So we found out that day when I was in labor and I was in pain, and I was just hoping that the epidural would actually work, because he warned me before. He was like, I don't know if it's going to work. We just going to have to see once you're in labor. So he came in, he warned me about everything. Like, I was having contractions every minute when he had came in. Every minute. So we had a break while he was putting this epidural in, because I was going through it. I think I might have been 7 or 8 centimeters dilated when he came in and did that. No. Rewind it back. I was 6 centimeters dilated when he came in. So it was a lot of pain. And the only part that really irritated me with the epidural was when he first put it in. He said it was going to be a burning sensation. It was. Felt like my back was on fire. But then it went away. So it was quick. I would rather deal with that little burn in my back being on fire, whatever, than to deal with them contractions. I'll take it all day, any day over that pain. So after I got my epidural, then I was good. I was so good. My doctor came in and went ahead and broke my water. Because remember, it was ruptured. So she went ahead and completely broke it. And I seen the fluid that people said that they, you know, when that water breaks, you'll know it. That was a lot of fluid when she broke it. It was a lot of fluid. So after that, she left. She told me, she was like, whenever you feel a lot of pressure down there in your area, make sure that you let the nurses know. They'll be coming in to check up on you and everything, but make sure you let them know if you feel pressure, because that means that the baby's head is, you know, on its way. So, let's see. It was about 6 or 7 then when she had came and checked my water. I mean, broke my water. It was 6. It was 5:30, 6 o'clock. I don't got my times. The times in the videos, I can't remember. Because this was months ago. Clearly, he's 3 months old now. So once she had left out and everything, I was fine. My family came. My aunt, my grandmother, my cousins, everyone actually made it to the hospital in time before the baby came. And I was super excited because I didn't think they was going to make it. Because, of course, my family is from out of town. So they had to, you know, they had to travel to get to where we are. So, once my family got there and everybody got to see me and everything, I felt a little something down there. And it was 7 o'clock then. And of course, 7 o'clock, nurses switched. You know, they switching out the nighttime nurse coming in, the daytime nurses is leaving. So the 7 o'clock nurse that was coming in, she came on into the room, was like, hey, how's everything going? Da, da, da. And she was, you know, checking my wristbands and checking my vitals and da da da. And I told her, I was like, can you check me and see how many centimeters I am dilated? She said, well, I can, but didn't the doctor just come in? Excuse me? Can you check me? Like, I feel like the baby might be, you know, coming. Can you check me and tell me how many centimeters I am? She would not check me. She said that she will get the doctor to come and check me in 2 hours. 2 hours, mind you, it's 7 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just chilling. You know, I had my epidural. I wasn't in any pain. I didn't feel nothing. So there's nothing I could complain about. But I felt a little pressure, you know. I wanted to be checked. And she didn't insist on checking me. And she said that she would get the doctor. And the doctor would come in 2 hours. So then my daytime nurse, you know, the nurse that had been with me all day since I checked in that morning, got my Pitocin and all this process, she came in to tell me that she was leaving. I said, oh, can you check my cervix before you leave? Like, can you see how dilated I am? Okay. She said, all right, no problem. I'm about to leave. Let me go ahead and get that together. Da, da, da. She was really friendly. And I love her. Like, she was the bomb. I'm so happy that I had her all day long because she was really nice. So sweet. So she lifted up the blanket and everything. She checked me. She pulled up the mirror. She said, I want you to see something. She pulled up the mirror. She pulled down this big light from the ceiling. She pulled it down. She said, I want you to see something. It's like, why can't I see without that big old light shining in my hoo-ha? But she pulled the whole thing down and was shining on me. She pulled a mirror over. She said, do you see that? I said, oh, my goodness. The baby's head was right there. You could see his hair. Like he was sitting right there waiting for me to push him out. Like, and the nurse would not check me, the one that was coming in. Had she let me sit there for 2 hours, it would have definitely been a problem. However, we're not going to talk about that because I went back and forth with that. But pretty much he was ready. Like, he was just chilling, just waiting on me to push him out. So she was like, okay, showtime. Let's get this ball rolling. Mind you, my family's still in the room. My aunt, my grandmother was still in the room. My cousin walked out of the room because he was just freaked out by the whole experience. He was just like, I'm not standing here. I asked some people to stay in while I gave birth to the baby, and he said no. He said I would pass out. So he insisted on leaving out the room, and he went to go get my mother and my boyfriend, and they came back to the room. Mind you, it's only supposed to be 2 people in the room. There was 4 people back there, but everything happened so quick that I don't guess they heard. So once all that happened, the doctor came in. She was like, oh, it's time. She was like, that was quick. She was like, I didn't think it would happen that quick. Yeah, me either, but it did. So here we are. So then went ahead. She got me ready. She was waiting on contractions. Of course, I couldn't feel the contractions because, you have to push when you're contracting. I couldn't feel the contraction. We had to go by the contraction machine. So that was the longest process, was actually knowing when I was contracting. Then it got to the point where she just had me push. I pushed 2 or 3 times. I think it's 3 times. 3 pushes and he was out. He was out. But once I seen his head in that mirror, my nerves took over my body. All I was doing was shaking. The whole time, shaking. I did not stop shaking until maybe an hour after he was born. Like, I shook the whole time. I was just shaking. My nerves. I was shaking, like, literally. That's all I was doing was shaking. I was just so excited and nervous, and my emotions was everywhere, but I was just speechless. Like, I was scared. It was so much all at once for me to handle. Like, I had almost 10 months to prepare for this, like a week from 10 months. So, like, why was I not ready? You can't be ready for something that you've never experienced before. And I want you all to know that. As much as you try to prepare yourself for delivery, you can never be prepared because it's something that you haven't went through. This is with your first child. This was my first baby. So I was not prepared. I listened to everyone's advice. I watched plenty of videos on YouTube. I talked to a lot of people. I talked to my doctor. Like, there was so much advice that I had gotten, but I still wasn't prepared. But when he came, all that fear went away, and it was just like magic. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, my little baby. Like, and even now, I still can't believe I'm a mommy. Like, it's registered in my head that I'm a mommy, and I'm a damn good mommy. However, it just doesn't register that this is my little baby. Like, I hate leaving him. Only time I leave him is when I go to class, and that's because I absolutely positively have to leave him. Like, I have anxiety when I leave him, so I try not to leave him as much. But yeah, 3 pushes and he was out. It took maybe, I had him at 7:43. I got my epidural at 4, I believe. It was 4. You have to look at the other video. It's either 4 or 3. And it did not wear off until 2 o'clock in the morning. So it lasted about 10 hours. And I only needed it for about 4. But when I tell you my legs was numb, like, I don't know why this nurse, I just can't get off her. But of course she was there for the delivery. Both nurses was the one that was in there through the daytime. She stayed with me, and she helped deliver the baby. And the one who came in at 7 stayed in there, which I really didn't need her, but she insisted on staying. But she thought that I could lift my leg when I had an epidural. She was like, okay, lift your leg. I can't. I'm numb. How am I going to lift my leg? Please, can you help me? And she was like, oh, well, it looked like you moved your leg. No, I can't feel my leg. And then she picks it up, and like my legs were sitting up like this. They was bent. Here's my knees. And she lets my leg go, and it goes bloop. And I look at my leg like, get up, leg. I couldn't lift it. I couldn't move nothing. It was hilarious. Everybody laughed when they saw my leg just plop down like that. But I had no control over it. The one thing that I'm super excited about, that I was so nervous about was I did not have a bowel movement during my delivery. So happy. So happy. Like, because I was so scared that I was going to have a bowel movement, which of course no one can judge me, but it's just embarrassing. But it's a part of childbirth. So there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, that's pretty much my experience. I tried to make this video quick, but I don't think it was that quick. I think I rambled on too much as usual. But that was pretty much it. I didn't have any stitches. Well, I had 2 stitches. They were internal stitches, so I didn't tear anything on the outside. It was a pretty smooth delivery. Yep. So I hope everyone has a great delivery and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video.